All glories to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Antya Lila, Chapter 15, Text 11. Svarupa Ramananda Dvijana Lana Vilapa Karina Dunhara Kantete Dariya. That night, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was attended by Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy. Keeping his hands around their necks, the Lord began to lament. 12. Krishnera viyoge radhara utkantita mana vishakare kahe apana utkanta karana. When Srimati Radharani was very much agitated due to feeling great separation from Krishna, she spoke a verse to Vishaka, explaining the cause of her great anxiety and restlessness. 13. Sehi shloka padhi apane kare manstapa shlokera artha sunaya dunhare karya vilapa. Reciting that verse, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu expressed his burning emotions. Then, with great lamentation, he explained the verse to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy. Sundaryamrita sindhu bhanga lalana chittadri samplavaka karnanandi sanharma ramya bachana kotindu shitangaka surabhyamrita saplavavrita jagat piyusha ramyadhara shigopendra suta sakarshati balat panchindri yanyali me. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, though the hearts of the gopis are like high-standing hills, they are inundated by the waves of the nectarian ocean of Krishna's beauty. His sweet voice enters their ears and gives them transcendental bliss. The touch of his body is cooler than millions and millions of moons together, and the nectar of his body fragrance overfloods the entire world. O my dear friend, that Krishna, who is the son of Nanda Maharaj and whose lips are exactly like nectar, is attracting my five senses by force. Purport. This verse is found in the Govinda Lilamrita 8.3 by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj. 15. Krishna Rupa Sabda Sparsha Surabhya Adhara Rasa Yara Madhurya Kahannayaya Dekhi Lobhe Panchajana Eka Asva Muramana Chari Pancha Pancha Dikedaya. The Lord Sri Krishna's beauty, the sound of his words and the vibration of his flute, his touch, his fragrance, and the taste of his lips are full of an indescribable sweetness. When all these features attract my five senses at once, my senses all ride together on the single horse of my mind, but want to go in five different directions. (16) Saki he suna mura dukera karana mura panchendriya gana mahalampata dasyugana sabe kahe hara paradana. O my dear friend, please hear the cause of my misery. My five senses are actually extravagant rogues. They know very well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they still want to plunder Krishna's property. Eka asva eka kshane, pancha pancha diketane, eka mana kundikeyaya, eka kale sabetane, kela godara parane, ei duka sahananayaya. My mind is just like a single horse being ridden by the five senses of perception. Headed by sight, each of my senses wants to ride that horse, and thus they pull my mind in five directions simultaneously. In what direction will it go? If they all pull at one time, certainly the horse will lose its life. How can I tolerate this atrocity? 18. Indriyena karirosa, inha sabhara kahandosa, Krishna rupadhira maha akarshana, rupadi pancha panchetane, Gela godhara parane, moradehe na rahe jivana. My dear friend, if you say, just try to control your senses, what shall I say? I cannot become angry at my senses. Is it their fault Krishna's beauty, sound, touch, fragrance, and taste are by nature extremely attractive? These five features are attracting my senses, and each wants to drag my mind in a different direction. In this way, the life of my mind is in great danger, just like a horse ridden in five directions at once. Thus I am also in danger of dying. 19. Krishna Rupamrita Sindhu Tahara Taranga Bindu Eka Bindu Jagat Dubhaya Tri Jagate Yata Nari Tarachita Uchagiri Taha Dubai Age Utidaya. The consciousness of each woman within the three worlds is certainly like a high hill, but the sweetness of Krishna's beauty is like an ocean. Even a drop of water from that ocean can flood the entire world and submerge all the high hills of consciousness. 20. Krishnera vachana madhuri nana rasa narmadari tara anyaya katana nayaya jagatera narirakane madhuri gune panditane tanhatani kanera pranayaya. The sweetness of Krishna's joking words play indescribable havoc with the hearts of all women. These words bind a woman's ear to the qualities of their sweetness. Thus there is a tug of war, and the life of the ear departs. 21. Krishna anga sushitala, kikahimu tarabala, chataya jine kutindu chandana, sashaila narira vaksha, taha akarshite daksha, akarshaye nari ganamana. Krishna's transcendental body is so cool that it cannot be compared even to sandalwood pulp or to millions upon millions of moons. It expertly attracts the breasts of all women, which resemble high hills. Indeed, the transcendental body of Krishna attracts the minds of all women within the three worlds. 22. Krishnanga sorabhya bhara mriga mada madahara nilotpalera hare garvadana jagat narira nasa tarabitara patevasa nari gane kare akarshana. The fragrance of Krishna's body is more maddening than the aroma of musk, and it surpasses the fragrance of the bluish lotus flower. It enters the nostrils of all the women in the world, and making a nest there, thus attracts them. 23. Krishnera adhar amrita tate karpura mandasmita swamadhurye hare nadiramana anyatra chadaya loba napaile mane choba Vraja nari ganera muladana. Krishna's lips are so sweet when combined with the camphor of his gentle smile that they attract the minds of all women. forcing them to give up all other attractions. If the sweetness of Krishna's smile is unobtainable, great mental difficulties and lamentation result. That sweetness is the only wealth of the gopis of Vrindavan. 24. Ita kahi gorahari dvijanara kantadari kahe suna svarupa ramharaya kahan karon kahanyana kahan gela krishna pana dunhe more kaha se upaya. After speaking in this way, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu caught hold of the necks of Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar. Then the Lord said, "My dear friends, please listen to me. What shall I do? Where shall I go? Where can I go to get Krishna? Please, both of you, tell me how I can find him." 25. Ei mata gora prabhu prati dine dine vilapa karina svarupa ramananda sane. Thus absorbed in transcendental pain, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu lamented day after day in the company of Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy. 26. Sehi dui jana prabhure kare asvasana svarupa gaya raya kare shloka patana. To enhance the ecstatic mood of the Lord, Swarup Damodar Goswami would sing appropriate songs and Ramananda Roy would recite suitable verses. In this way, they were able to pacify him. 27. Karnamrita Vidyapati Shri Karnamrita Vidyapati Shri Gita Govinda Ihara Shloka Gite Prabhura Karayananda. The Lord especially liked to hear Bilva Mangala Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita, the poetry of Vidyapati, and Shri Gita Govinda by Jayadev Goswami. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu felt great pleasure in his heart when his associates chanted verses and sang songs from these books. 28. Ekadina Mahaprabhu samudra tire yaite pushpera udyana tata dekena achambite. One day, while going to the beach by the sea, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly saw a flower garden. 29. Vrindavana Brahmetahan Pashiladhana Premhaveshe Buletahan Krishna Anveshiya. Lord Chaitanya mistook that garden for Vrindavan and very quickly entered it. Absorbed in ecstatic love of Krishna, he wandered throughout the garden searching for him. 30. Rase Radha Lana Krishna Antardana Kaila Pachesha Ki Gana Yoiche Chahi Bedaila. After Krishna disappeared with Radharani during the Rasa dance, the gopis wandered in the forest looking for him. In the same way, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu wandered in that garden by the sea. 31. Sehi Bhava Vesha Prabhu Pratitaru Lata Shloka Pari Pari Chahi Bhuleyata Tata. Absorbed in the ecstatic mood of the gopis, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu wandered here and there. He began to inquire after Krishna by quoting verses to all the trees and creepers. Purport. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu then quoted the following three verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10.30.9, 7, and 8. 32. Chuta Prihala Panasha Shana Kovidara Jamvarka bilva bakulamra kandamba nipaha. Inye parartha bhavaka yamuna pakula. Samshantu Krishna padavim rahita tamanam naha. The gopis said, a chuta tree, priyala tree, panasa, asana, and kovidara. O jambu tree, O arka tree, O bel, bakula, and mango. O kadamba tree, O nipa tree, and all other trees living on the bank of the Yamuna for the welfare of others. Please let us know where Krishna has gone. We have lost our minds and are almost dead. Thus ends our reading for today. All glories to the assembled devotees, Ki Jai, Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad, Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charya Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Shripad Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Shripad Bhakti Nishkam Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai. All glories to Rupanuga Gurvarga Ki Jai. All glories to Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jai. Jai Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Hari Hari Bol.